Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and if you like this dress shirt I got on, shout out to our brand new sponsor, Rome. And if anybody's looking to save a few bucks, let's face it, we all are. 20% off when you use promo code CHAT at roan.com/chat. I'll tell you what, anytime I can find something that's breathable, flexible, and it doesn't stink even when I sweat, that's what I always try to find. Shout out to Roan for totally changing the dress shirt game. Now, what you're going to see here on today's show is me giving you an updated prediction of the Raiders' final record after the 2022 season. Here's the issue, though. Here are the first 5 weeks of the season. We're currently sitting at 1-4. But you know what? These are all one-score games, and in games that I'm going to be real. Could have won this one. Should have won this one. Should have won this one. I'll take that W. And if it wasn't for a lot of just really unfortunate things, should have won that game against Kansas City. So the rest of the way, and you guys are going to see, this is why I'm telling y'all right now, spam just believe, baby, in the comments. You got to believe. This is actually a pretty favorable schedule from here on out. You got the Houston Texans, 1-3-1. The Saints, 2-3. The Jags, 2-3. Week 10, Indianapolis, 2-1. On the road, Denver, 2-3. Week 12, 2-3 Seattle. Week 13, Chargers game. They're 3-2. All right, so there's finally a team that has a winning record. Week 14 is the Rams, 2-3. Week 15, Patriots, 2-3. Week 16 at the Steelers, 1-4. And then you do have a tough ending, but you know what? I know you can beat the 49ers. And you should have just beat the Chiefs, so I know you can beat the Chiefs again. So here we go. We're going to go through all those games, and this number might surprise you a little bit. But according to the New York Times, the Raiders have a 17% chance to make the playoffs. I anticipate to keep on doing segments and keep on showing y'all the percentages as they go. I couldn't believe that the Raiders had a 17% chance. I really couldn't. The reason is because of the schedule. It's right now ranked the 4th easiest schedule to finish the season. So here's my question to you before I tell you which games the Raiders are going to win and which games the Raiders are going to lose from the remainder of the season. How many games will the Raiders win this year? We're currently at 1-4. But you know what? You're only underdogs, I believe, in 3 games from here on out. It's kind of incredible. Maybe 4. Maybe 4. How many games will the Raiders win this season? Every single person, let me know down in the comments. Let's go to our Week 7 matchup after a bye, and this has got to be a game you better be ready for. You get 2 weeks to prepare for the freaking Houston Texans. You better come ready to get going and rock and roll, and this game is in Las Vegas. I'm saying you better blow the doors off them. I'm going to take the Raiders to win this game 24-13. Houston plays tough. I got to give them credit. They play tough every week. Raiders are the better team, and they're going to win this game, improving our record to 2-4. Next game coming up here would be Week 8 matchup on the road in New Orleans. Playing in New Orleans is never an easy task. You can't tell me otherwise. If that team can run the football the way that they did with Taysom Hill in Week 5, it's going to be a difficult game. However, if you can get on top of them, giggity, and get out to that early lead, that's where that team's going to struggle because they can't throw the football. They can run, and they got a good defense. So, you know what? I'm going to take the Raiders in this game as well. Give me them 21-17. You're going to see a lot of lower scoring games. The reason is the more and more I watch this team, they're going to be a run-first team. I believe that they're going to really try to rely on that defense, which then takes their record to 3-4 on the season. Major shout out to today's sponsor, Roan. Go to roan.com/chat where you get 20% off your entire order. When I look for a dress shirt, I look for 3 things. The first thing I look for is mobility. I want to be able to move around in my dress shirt. I don't want something where I'm kind of like super stiff. If I wanted to be super stiff for 4 hours, I would totally do something else. I want to make sure that I look good. When I look good, I feel good. And after a Raiders loss that I saw this past week against the Chiefs, I needed to make sure I did everything in my power that I could look halfway decent. And odor-free technology. When I go to a wedding, I sweat. If I go out on a date night with Alex, I sweat. So with their Gold Fusion anti-odor technology, it's going to help to make sure that even though if you're sweating in the shirt a little bit, you're not going to stink. Roan has totally changed the game, and these unbelievably amazing commuter dress shirts, you can wear them to work, you can wear them out with your buddies. So go to roan.com/chat to get 20% off your order. Look good, feel good. And if anybody wears dress shirts to work every day, these dress shirts, I'm telling you, are going to change the game. Actually, one of my favorite things about them, you can wash them. You don't have to go to the dry cleaner. You're going to save a shit ton of money. So it's rowan.com/chat, 20% off your order. Let's go to week 9 here on the road against Jacksonville. Raiders 1-4, Jags 2-3. I saw the Hall of Fame game. The Raiders backups outplayed the Jags starters, and I don't know where happened to that preseason team. I'm kind of looking for those guys to come back. I'm going to take the Raiders, though, in this game, 22-13. It depends what type of Jags team shows up. If the Jags team that shows up against the Los Angeles Chargers show up, you're in trouble. I also just saw the Jags lose to the Houston Texans 13-6. Give me the Raiders 22-13 in another low-scoring game, which 3 straight wins puts you at 4-4. Let's go to week 10 now. When I first talked about this game, I was like, man, I don't know if the Raiders are going to be able to handle, Matt Ryan. I don't know if they're going to be able to handle the running game. Indeed, I can't believe they beat Kansas City. They look terrible. I watched that Thursday night game with them up against Denver, and I've watched almost every other game with them. They don't look like a good team whatsoever. So you know what? Give me the Raiders again to win this one, 24-17 at home. I believe if you take away Jonathan Taylor, which some of you are like, how can you do that? Figure out a way. Because right now, y'all think Derek Carr has a fumbling problem? Through 5 weeks, Matt Ryan has put the ball on the ground 11 times. That's mind-blowing to me. Raiders win 5-4. That sounds pretty good. Hopefully it happens. Now, one thing that I want to know from everyone out there, if you're a diehard Raider fan, I want you to prove it to me by hitting that subscribe button and type RO4L. When I say RO4L, I mean real one for life. This isn't something that you'd only do on Sundays, something that you do on Mondays. I'm a Raider fan when they're winning. No, that's not how it works. If you're a real one, you are a real one through the ups, through the downs, and I want to know who my real ones are. So hit that sub button and type RO4L. Let's go to week 11 up against the Denver Donkeys, and I would love to get a victory here. This is actually on my dad's birthday, so if anybody watches this watch party, we're going to try to do something special for my dad. The Raiders really outplayed Denver the first time that they went up against each other. Now, maybe Denver figures a few things out. However, the Raiders are a better football team than the Broncos. Give me the Raiders to win this game 23-21, which that's a 5-game winning streak. Honestly, when I was going through this record prediction, I was like, this can't be real. I mean, if the Raiders are 6-4, I'm going to shit bricks, which maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a bad thing. I'm not sure what I should think. All I know is this. I think that the Raiders can win 5 straight games after the bye. Then you got week 12 coming around the corner. Raiders on the road in Seattle. Playing in Seattle is difficult. It really, truly is. And you got to give a lot of credit to Geno Smith. Geno Smith might be the best story in the NFL this year. If somebody can give me another story that's better, Saquon Barkley is an amazing story. Brian Robinson, running back for Washington, is incredible. But the fact that Geno Smith is the starting quarterback here in Seattle and has outplayed Russell Wilson, has played as well as he has, I believe right now he leads the NFL in QBR. It's a great story. Do you know what, though? I'm going to say the Raiders, because they're on the road, are going to lose a nail-biter to Seattle, coming off a week where they just beat the Denver Broncos, dropping their overall record to 6-5. The other reason why I think they're going to lose this game, I can see the Silver and Black looking past Seattle and looking forward to Week 13, because you got a big game up against the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm not 100% sure if Joey Bosa is going to be healthy in this one. He's dealing with an injury. The Chargers have lost a lot of pieces on the offense and defensive side of the football. I'm going to take the Raiders to win this game because if Derek Carr doesn't throw 3 interceptions in week 1, they beat Los Angeles. I am also hoping, with my fingers crossed here, that Patrick Graham figured out what they're trying to do, because in the second half of that game, they allowed only 7 points. If you don't go down 17-3, I do think that game totally changes. So the Raiders, as it stands right now, are sitting at 7-5, which means then you got Week 14 coming up is going to be the Rams. Week 15 is going to be the Patriots. You're sitting here at 7-5. You're trying to figure out where you're going from here. Raiders on the road in Los Angeles. I know they can play in SoFi Stadium. I'm going to make the argument that they're going to have more fans at this game than the Rams. Los Angeles is really struggling right now on both sides of the football. I did a coin toss for this one. I swear to y'all. I did a coin toss to figure out who was going to win this game. Coming off a big-time win against the Chargers. Looks like it's going to land in the Rams' favor here. So that puts the Raiders' record at 7-6 after a 21-20 loss. Next game coming up here for the Silver and Black, Week 15, is against the New England Patriots. I'm going to be just very, very blunt with y'all. I have seen Bill Belichick, when he knows either a certain player really well or a certain coach really well, he just gives them nightmares. And I can see this being a game where Bill Belichick gives the Raiders nightmares, and he makes Josh McDaniels and he makes Dave Ziegler regret ever leaving New England. So with that being said, I'm going to take the Patriots to win this game 21-10 for the simple fact of I have more confidence in Belichick than I do McDaniels. Call me crazy. That means the Raiders are 7-7 as it stands right now. Before I get into the final 3 games of the season, I hope y'all interact with me the entire season on Twitter, on Instagram. We're going to hopefully do some more 50-50 raffles on Venmo at Mitchell Renz 365. So please interact with me. Let's go to Week 16 now on the road in Pittsburgh. The first time I did my record prediction video, I said Steelers on the road in Pittsburgh. It's always a tough game going to the East Coast, no doubt about it. This game is right before Christmas Eve. Raiders are winning this game. Also, it's on Saturday, I think, not a Sunday. Either way, Raiders 23, Steelers 14. Give me them. This offense can't move the football. Even their defense right now looks like shit. And I get it. It's going to get cold. But the more and more I think it gets cold, the more and more I think it might actually help out the Raiders if Josh Jacobs can stay healthy. Given the Raiders' record, 8-7 so far. Let's go to Week 17 up against the San Francisco 49ers. New year, new Raiders, maybe. I can't take the Raiders losing to San Francisco. I can't do it. Can't do it in my bones. So for that reason, give me the Raiders to win this game and another very, very close one, 21-20, which then puts us here. Week 18. Week 18. Chiefs on the road against the Raiders. I believe that the Chiefs will already have locked up the AFC West at this time. This could be the game that determines whether or not you get in the playoffs. If I'm the Silver and Black, I'm carrying a chip on my shoulder after that Week 5 game that honestly I feel like was taken away from the Silver and Black. So for that reason, give me the Raiders to win this game 35-31. I'm going to say that the Raiders are going to go 10-7. That's going to be my prediction. Is it a lofty goal? Yes, there is no doubt about it. Could the Raiders finish with 5 wins? They could. Could they finish with more wins? 6, 7? The Raiders, to me, are a team where I watch them quarter to quarter, and they look like a team that could win 12, 13 games, and then the next quarter look like that they could win 2 games the entire season. I'm going to have faith. I'm going to believe in this team. They're going to go 10-7. That's how I feel. So here's your opportunity to weigh in. Predict the Raiders' record this upcoming season. If you made it to the very end of the video, hopefully you like my record prediction. That doesn't mean you have to agree with it. This is your opportunity to let me know what you're thinking.